Back to time out with Sports Adda. Royal Challengers Bangalore emerging victorious, beating Lucknow Supergiants by 14 runs. Salil and Bhavik, it was a very crunch game. For a while, I was thinking that Lucknow had no chance, but then came the Deepak Hooda show, where he completely took the game away and took the game towards Lucknow, but in the end, falling 14 runs short. So, Salil, if you could tell me something, if you look at the scorecard and you could tell me how the game went and how good was KL Rahul in this Lone Ranger innings that he played once again.
Well, brilliant effort from KL Rahul, and the start was given by Deepak Hooda. I think they didn't have a good start. They had two wickets going out early and they didn't score quite well. But ending at 193, I think they were 20 runs short when Bangalore had scored that 200 with that brilliant innings by Rajat Patidar. But I think the effort towards the end of Harshal Patel and Josh Hazelwood was where Bangalore got its shot at Rajasthan Royals next. So clearly, brilliant win there. Clearly, they fielded very well. Their intent, although they had a big partnership there, Huda and Rahul, was very good in the field. At a moment, I thought Hasaranga did one of the best jobs in spite of going for many runs and also taking Huda
Yeah.
on in the process. But all-round effort from the Royal Challengers Bangalore have taken them now to the next step.
Absolutely. Bangalore cannot win it easy. They always have to make it tough for themselves. And in the end, just emerging victorious. Well, we made a few predictions before the start of the second innings. You can have a look at the result as to who got what right. Well, we have
Oh,
a clear winner today, and it's not Bhavik. Surprisingly, it's not Bhavik. It's one of those days where it's someone else. So it's Salil who has given 5 right out of 6. So brilliant, Salil. Congratulations.
well done.
Amazing stuff. वेल हमारी मैच की प्रिडिक्शन तो सही नहीं गई. लखनऊ लॉस्ट द गेम बट प्रिडिक्शन टाइम में अच्छा खासा परफॉर्मेंस करते हुए सलील. Now speaking of this game, Bhavik, do you think that bowlers like Hasaranga, they are match winners, but in crunch situations even they can feel the pressure, and that is what happened today. Marcus Stoinis is coming in, hitting him for a six. Deepak Hooda taking him to the cleaners. KL Rahul in the next over as well again went after Hasaranga. So do you think that it's not about experience and all? The pressure is still the same regardless of whatever match you're playing?
Well, ask Sunil Naren if we have to, stick on to the fact that experience is something that, hampers a bowler in crunch situation. We have to ask Sunil Naren that how he's, sort of coping up with these situations. But, having said that, the pitch here was not so much suitable for the spinners. As we saw, every spinners have got hammered on this track. Apart from a certain Rashid Khan, he was, spot on with his
Yeah,
lengths and the pace that he bowls with. But then again, as we know, Hasranga is not someone who skids the ball. He's someone who would flight the ball and turn it both the ways. So yeah, with that comes a bit of this thing as well, where they might just go for runs. But it's brave of him to get hammered for two sixes and then flighting the ball in the air and getting the better of a set Deepak Hooda. That was a important wicket at that juncture. But yeah,
yeah,
kudos
that
to
too.
him. The way he has shown maturity in this IPL. He was with Royal Challengers Bangalore last year. They roped in him. They released him, and now they've roped in him again. They've shown the trust, and boy, isn't he delivering? And
Absolutely.
having said that, we discuss pitches, we discuss conditions, we discuss experience. This is somewhere. Okay, tell them. Even Bhavik is saying I. But so yeah, having said that, this is important juncture, and playoffs are always you would be soaking. There's so much pressure onto you, and delivering at the right time is, I guess, the key. And Sranga eventually did it tonight.
Well, Hasaranga did feel the pressure. You rightly said that Sunil Narayan is so calm. I think Sunil Narayan would have made a great purser or cabin crew guy. The plane is falling off and he's like, काम रहिए, कुछ ज़्यादा हुआ नहीं है, हम बच जाएंगे. It's stuff like that. But Sunil Narayan is Sunil Narayan. He's one of a kind. Now, speaking of today's game, how good was Lucknow's tournament, Salil? If you could just, look back at this journey that they had. They finished third. For a very long time, they were in the top two, but in the end, just falling short and coming for the eliminator. losing to RCB now. But throughout this whole journey, how has KL Rahul's performance been as a batsman, as a captain, Gautam Gambhir in the panel, and the whole team, according to you, the positives for Lucknow?
Well, everything started on a clean sheet. It's a brand new franchise. It's a brand new captain, a newly formed team. We made jokes about this team, saying how are Krunal Pandya and Deepak Huda playing in the same team, in spite of what was happening off the field, and many more things. Talking about Avesh Khan, almost purple cap, runner up last year,
Yeah.
and I mean these kind of players really had a lot of heart in them, and the kind of cricket that they played clearly showed that they want to play very good cricket, and they are not here to be taken as newbies. And I think KL Rahul showed what kind of captaincy he is capable of. There are a lot of people, there are a lot of players who are captains in the IPL from the Indian contingent. You talk about Rishabh Pant, Sanju Samson, Shreyas Iyer, but something that's totally different that you see of KL Rahul with the kind of level of international cricket he's played, that you can clearly see that displayed in his captaincy here, purely because he's steered his troops so well. He's batted
Yeah.
well himself. He's led from the front, and always been very honest and upfront in his interviews as well, saying that yes, we know we have our issues, but we are trying to find our best form, and giving the best player who's playing in the nets a very good chance. You could see that with Ayush Badoni. He almost ended up playing almost 10 games. But then towards the end, I
Yeah,
think
yeah,
it was time to drop him because he wasn't too consistent, wasn't really firing. So you can give the young guy a chance. There are many more years to play in IPL. He can find his ground in this team. Maybe in the next tournament, he is one of the young performers. So they've got quite a lot of positives there. Mohsin Khan is another revelation. I think his bowling and his strike rate, it's very difficult to side him if you're playing the first over, and makes life very difficult. And you need bowlers like
yeah.
these
He does.
bowling at your power play. So they interesting stat. They have the best strike rate for taking wickets in the power play, the Lucknow Supergiants. So they
They
have
do
a few records to their name, including their captain, who's played brilliantly, scored 600 runs in this edition, and he completed that today. So
as well.
good as well. Yes. So good going for them, and tough luck. It was a day of holding your nerves and doing your best. I think a few things that demarcated that was the fielding. RCB's intent of
Yeah.
fielding and winning was there right from the start, in spite of Huda getting a start, in spite of KL Rahul starting to, change gears. So and in the first innings, if you saw the catches that were let go by Lucknow, I think that is one of the biggest things that would have made
With
the
a match
difference.
change.
Those
Yeah.
20 runs, those 14 runs.
No
So I
doubt.
think these are the learnings that they will critically evaluate once they sit on the table. But for now, I think they should just relax, cheer, and have a cold one and say that we've played a good first season, and we can look forward to the next one. If we're in this situation, we might just come out winning.
Yes, the troops will be very proud. Gautam Gambhir led them as a coach, as a mentor, and also KL Rahul being captain for the first time in a new franchise and leading them to the playoffs. So congratulations to Team Lucknow Super Giants. Now, Bhavik, the last question before we move ahead, it's going to be a royal encounter. You told us before the show that it's a royal encounter, but now could you tell me something that how good it's going to be, or how excited are you to look at this game? And personally, what do you think of it? Because Virat Kohli is quite pumped. He is really saying, "E Sala Cup naam de." So something like that. What do you feel about this whole tournament? How it's
I
went
guess
for Bangalore and the next game?
I guess the whole Bengaluru is pumped, aren't they? I mean, let's see. These
Yeah,
are the kind of stories that that are done, and we see in Bollywood, because the way they first of all came into this team. I mean playoffs. I mean, depending on Mumbai's
Watching
result,
the
yeah,
Mumbai game,
that went their way.
exactly.
They came into the playoffs, fresh mind. 207 while after losing the toss. I mean, this is a fairy tale stuff for them. But yeah, they are awaiting a stiff challenge. So Rajasthan Royals, who are no short of another fairy tale story in this IPL 2022. So
Yep.
definitely Joss Butler, Virat Kohli, Shimran Hetmeyer, Faf du Plessis, so many
it keeps
superstars.
getting better.
just
better
keeps
and
getting
better.
better,
It's it.
no
Yes,
doubt.
today's
And
match was more exciting than yesterday's. I'm sure the next encounter is going to be as
no doubt
mind-blowing as
about
this.
it. No doubt about it. And just
Yeah,
as we say, a royal affair, I'm pretty much sure that by all means, it'll do justice to what the tagline means.
absolutely. Thank you so much, Salil Bhavik, for joining with me. We had a great game today. The team that had more experience, the team had the more, settled nerves, came out victorious. And I'm glad the way it's all panned out for all of us. This was Time Out with Sports Adda. I'll see you on Friday for the big qualifier too, where Royal Challengers Bangalore will be taking on the Rajasthan Royals. So have a good night, everyone.